Hello. Reclaiming our intention for well-being is something that we can do to access a higher version or timeline for ourselves. So the reason we can do that is because, and this is what gives hope. This is what can give you hope. This is what gives me hope. This is why you can do this without it being spiritual bypassing, is because, in other words, you don't have to go into necessarily the dark places and analyze them to the bone marrow if that is just aggravating your energy and making you not believe in yourself even more, and holding that reality even stronger in your life. The reason we can connect in with or recommit or to our well-being, and that just be a thing that works to pull you out of that crap hole, is because what it does is temporarily it puts you in that reality, in that timeline, in that trajectory, in the things that will come next as a result of being in that space, in that feeling with yourself, in that reaffirming of, I recommit to my well-being, I recommit to me, I recommit to my life. Almost like, you getting married to yourself every morning and like taking those vows at the altar with yourself, right? And so again, I'm just going to be redundant. The reason that makes sense is because it puts you in that space of what's going to happen next, what's going to happen to you now, to this you, now that you're there, now that you think that way. So be in that space for as long as you can, and when you get knocked back into the other timeline, the other reality the other reality, which goes along the lines of, it's not going to work out, why is this always happening to me, nothing's going to work, I don't get to have what I actually want, so I'm not going to bother wanting. And then all the stuff that happens in the body, the cascade of things that happens in the body as a result of that perspective. And I say perspective, but it's more than a perspective. It's a life. It's a mode. It's a reality. It's what you feel in your body. It's what you see with your eyes. It's what you live. It's your experience. So when you're knocked back into that experience, what you want to do is remember that there is another timeline for you, and try to recommit back to yourself. Just do that. Just recommit back to yourself. I commit to my well-being, and see what happens, because it might mean, you take a choice based on fear. You take a lower paying job. You put up with a little bit more BS again from somebody, right? That's okay. As long as you reaffirm to yourself, I recommit to my well-being, and just see what happens. And here's another thing that throws us off, is don't expect that, you're here and you want to jump way over there, right? I don't want to say lower your expectations, but in a way, if you're in your head, it's like you're either black or white. It's like either it's going to be 100% great, 100% amazing, or it's going to be the shithole. Then that also is a trap. That's also the thing trying to hold you back. It's actually your inner self trying to grow out of that. But a more helpful way to think about that might be, that's this energy power trying to hold you back. So it's okay to take that victim stance of like, oh, this is that energy power trying to hold me back, because it works. Well, for me anyway. And that's something that, in reality transurfing, which is something I've been diving into a lot lately, that's like a primary, I guess, foundation of the whole premise of breaking into a new timeline for yourself. And it is a little bit of that victim mentality of like, oh, this, they call it pendulums. But so when you get into that, reaffirm with yourself, recommit to yourself, remarry yourself. Every morning, wake up and have a wedding ceremony. And it's really good if you feel shitty. It's not bypassing, because maybe what that means is I recommit to myself and my well-being, and that lets you have a great cry. That lets you finally let yourself feel as bad as you actually feel, in a way where it's like, oh my God, you stopped the battle of like, I can't feel this way. I have to stay on positive vibes. I have to stay up. And like, sometimes when you just take that jacket off and you throw it down and you're like, fuck this, that is entering the new timeline, because it's taking off that old ratty jacket. You're saying, wow, I'm wearing this old ratty jacket, and that's hard, and it hurts, and you can take the jacket off by crying, and then you're left with that other timeline you. So this week, this commitment is for me to recommit to my well-being, and I'm inviting you guys to recommit to your well-being. If you found this useful, please like, subscribe, and for more, and I will see you tomorrow.